Hello, hello. Welcome to DeWitt 3D Canada. Follow and subscribe. Help me hit 2,000 subs. Perfect. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Sunday night, 6 p.m. DeWitt 3D. Early birds. Let me guess. Gee, Brendan and Joe? Yeah. Oh, look at that. Hey, guys. You guys are here. And I said, should I start early? And then I got into something and I didn't. You're just hoping that your laptop doesn't force you to reboot after upgrade to Windows 11 finishes installing, and you can do it later after the stream is over, possibly. You fear a reboot will be in need, but you don't know for sure. But you can just tell it not to reboot, or you can just ignore the reboot signal. I know it will be needed. I'm just hoping I can put it off. Yes. And 3D printing newbie Milan. Hello. Can't stay for long. I had to come back home for a funeral. I am so sorry to hear about your friend. I'm sorry, and I hope you do okay. And we look forward to having you back. So sorry about the loss of your friend there, Milan. So finally managed to make it. Hello from Calgary. Will from Calgary. You're practically my neighbor somewhere in Calgary. I'm up in Northwest. I don't know what part of the city you're in, but hey, hello. And Jeff Thorson is here, and Ray Maillard and Ricky B and Logan. I'm an hour later than usual, just because I'm already had a work function, and that's all good. We may be back on regular schedule next Sunday. We may stick to the 6 o'clock time zone. We're not sure. Ray Maillard, Arizona, same here. There you go. Awesome, guys. So I'm just about ready to, and I'm on this mic. I had this thing charging. Oh, right. I had this thing charging, but obviously I didn't have it charging because it is not working. It works if it's plugged in, but I can't really, I don't have a long enough cable. So we're just going to let that charge and see what happens. You moved from Montreal weeks ago down in Southwest. Oh, cool. Awesome. Boo, The Apprentice 20. Why boo? Boo. Okay, I don't know. You can boo. That's fine. We have one person on Twitch and 9 on YouTube so far. Cool. There's my T-shirt inspired by Nero himself. Get a good read of it. And it's gone. Cheetah Kid. Hello, Cheetah Kid. Welcome. So I got a little bit of cleaning up done here. Finally, I kind of moved some of my mess around, and for those of you that were following me last week, anybody remember last Sunday's stream? I was looking for a little connector, and I could not for the life of me find the connector. Well, I found the connector. It was on the floor. It was on the floor right beside my Dremel heat inset press. So I got down on my hands and knees literally and found it. So it's on and it's connected. Let's put this side camera on. It's on. It's connected up here. I just haven't put my cover on here yet because I am still having an issue. I cannot get the LEDs on the hot end to light up, and I don't know for the life of me why I can't get those LEDs to light up. So it could be a defective, could be a cut in the wire in the LEDs. It could be that they just don't work. I think what I need to do is take this whole sucker apart, pull the LEDs right out. Actually, it's that camera I'm looking at, but I can change to this one. I think I need to pull the LEDs right out, stick 5 volts on them, see if they're even working. Because I've Googled, I've checked everywhere, and as far as I understand, I had it connected right, but it just wasn't working. So, like a peekaboo, you are here. Oh, I like a peekaboo. I thought you were doing like an early Halloween thing, like boo, I'm here. Speaking of Halloween, I'm excited. On Friday night, for the first time ever, I won something on Loyal Moses stream. I won a roll of Polymaker Orange PLA. So I get to print a pumpkin or something when that arrives. So that's really cool. Could be dry joints. Check the soldering. Yeah. I'm getting a signal. I am getting my wiring from the head to the board is fine. As a matter of fact, I have the wires just here. These are the 2 wires that come from the head, and I've tried them on the board. I've just unplugged them for now until I figure out what's going on. But so yeah, the connection from here to the head through the through the plug is fine. Yeah, I'll check all the solder joints. I'll check everything and make sure everything's good. But yeah, I just cannot get them working. But you know what? You don't need those working in order to actually start a print. Let me fire this up. Put some power on it. I got my, I put some inserts in here to hide the wiring from the LEDs up above as best I could. And I have some inserts in the back. Maybe this. I have some inserts just along the back. This is that's the LED wires here. So I've covered up the wires from the LEDs going all the way down here, here, and here, and here with what I call my black licorice. It's just the black, I don't even know where I put that stuff, but it's just the insert stuff for the 2020 extrusions. So we got that all covered in and ready to go. So I just want to see if I've got the, we've got our Z offset calibration done. We have our clicky probe working. We have our quad gantry working. We have our mesh bed level working. So I just want to see if I can't just, number one, I want to see if I can put filament through. I want to make sure that the extruder is working properly. And if we can get filament through, then I want to do a, keep looking at the wrong camera, but anyways, but I want to, and if we get filament coming through, I want to do an E-step calibration, blah, 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 and go from there. So try again. And here the printer is initializing. And I can, if I put that up a little higher, hopefully you can still hear me. You should be able to. It's a pretty decent microphone. If I aim it down a little bit lower, there we go. As long as I aim it at my face, you should hear everything going on. And I can switch to this one now. And then if I need to talk, I got to remember to look up there. Sort of like look me in the eyes. Anyways, let's go ahead and home this. So home quad gantry level. And we'll see if I can feed filament. You hear me okay? Perfect. So we are going to, as I promised Polymaker, that's going to be the first filament going on this printer is Polymaker. And it is Polymaker Polylite PLA, and it is red. Not even opened yet. So that's the first filament that's going to hit this printer. So let's get it out of the box. I've never, ever run Polymaker filament before. So now, yes, would I say yes, I don't, or no, I don't? Or yes, if you're wondering, no, I have not done the enclosures yet. What I'd like to do, and I don't have an official spool holder for this yet. What I'd like to do is print the enclosure. I haven't even printed any of the parts for the enclosures. So there's the doors, the enclosures, the bottom. I have to print all those parts yet. But I'm thinking what I want to do is print those parts on here. So let's quad gantry level this baby. And let's, you 12 people that are watching can be the witnesses to the first print. Now, because I don't have an official spool holder, I am borrowing my Prusa Mini spool holder because I don't need this anymore because I've got a different kind of system on the Prusa Mini. So I'm going to borrow this. And I'm going to use this, which is tube for reverse Bowden setup, so that I can just go straight from the spool to the hot end without having any issues with filament tangle. Grant Auto Essentials, hello, welcome. Thank you for being here. So we're going to feed from here onto the mini doomer thingy here and through the reverse Bowden tube. So this is like a 2 millimeter inner diameter. It's a lot looser tolerance than an actual Bowden tube that we'd use for a Bowden system, because of course this is not a Bowden system, but this just helps guide the filament to the hot end better until I get the official all set up. But I just want to I want to print something. I want to get some plastic going through it. It's been the build's been so long. I mean, we're on week 13 or 14 of the build. There we go. We're docking the probe. We're good. I've already got a saved mesh calibration in here, so we should be okay. I already have a saved Z offset calibration in here, so we should be okay. So let's go ahead and heat up the hot end to, what do we run on Polylite? Let's see. They're recommending 190 to 230. I'm going to do the standard 210. enter, and I'm going to do a 60-degree bed, enter, and we'll get those things warming up. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and open up some filament. It's very well packaged, this Polymaker stuff. It's great. Do not open from this side. Really? Oh, okay. I guess I'm to open it from, oh, okay, because it's got a zip tie on this side. And the other side doesn't have a zip on it, a zip tie closure on it. So let's go ahead and cut this open, and we'll try and maintain the integrity of the bag, although I don't bag most of my PLA, so not a big deal. I don't have a moisture issue down here, especially not in the winter months. That's still very well sealed, but here we go, the fresh. Sometimes they go when you open them. Love the fact they use the cardboard spools, except I got a little dent in this one, but that's okay. And throw that bag aside. Grab my end. Okay. So let's go ahead and come around this back over here. Adjust this spool holder, this mini spool holder I'm stealing or borrowing from my mini. And I guess we'll just load it in from the back side here. Poly lightweight. No, I think it's just the brand. Just the name brand that they use. Okay, let's throw this reverse Bowden tube in here. That sort of sits in there nice and snug. Come on down to the filament. That's got a little flat spot on the end I just want to trim off here. There we go. And feed it up through the tube. Keep in mind, this is just a temporary thing until I get my covers built. There we go. Okay, we are up to temperature. Do we have a load filament macro? We don't, so we'll just use the extrude. Feed rate 5 millimeters a second. We'll extrude 50 millimeters. See what happens. Is the motor returning? I believe we are. Oh, maybe I got to hit extrude again. Are we pulling? We're pulling filament. We are pulling filament. Here, let's be the first to see filament come out of that Revo nozzle. Brand new nozzle, never been used. And let's extrude 50 more. It's got a little ways to go through it. Oh yeah, we're pulling. We are pulling. This is the 0.4 Revo that's on here. It's just the one I was on by default. Let's get a better angle. There we go. We'll see that filament come out. Should be coming out any time. There we go. Yay! We have filament. Let's do 50 more just because. And then we're going to do... Now, there's going to be some people on here. I think there's going to be both schools here. I know Nero believes in doing a E-step calibration without going through the nozzle, and there's other people that say, yeah, you want to go through the nozzle. Now, there we go. So we got filament coming through. I'm going to do the E-step calibration through the nozzle. It's the way I always do it, and it's just the way I've always done it. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, I just need to... I want to find the E-step calibration command for Clipper because I haven't done it since I built the last 01. Extruder calibration. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so where is it we go here? E steps. Before the first print, make sure the extruder extrudes the correct amount of material. With the hot end of temperature we are, make a mark on the filament, which I will. Where's my little I have tools for that. And you'd think when I moved my studio over, I don't know where I put it. I made myself a little gauge. That's okay. I can do it the old-fashioned way. If I can find my my Sharpie. There it is. There's my purple Sharpie. You can just calibrate it without the nozzle in. Since you have a Revo, you can remove the nozzle and run it through the cold. Best ever. Yeah, I can. But I've always calibrated running through the nozzle. I just have. And then I'm going to do that. I just don't remember the measure it from the entrance of the extruder, blah, blah, blah. Update the rotation distance. Okay, there we are. But what's the... what is the actual... Boop, boop. Oh, and then I'm just going to extrude 1,000. Okay, 100 millimeters. So let me find... I got my tape measure. I'll just measure it from... Since I've got it feeding through a reverse Bowden tube, I'll just measure it from the entrance to the tube, but I need my, there it is here and there it is here. So I'm just going to measure. And move things over here. So I'm just going to measure 100 millimeters and 110 here. Okay. I wish I had my correct tool that I made, but I don't. That's okay. Here's 100. And 100. I'll do 120. Oh, man. Should use the black Sharpie. I don't have a black Sharpie handy. It's hard to see that, but I'll be able to see it, I guess. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead in here, and we're going to tell it to extrude 50 millimeters twice since I don't have a 100 millimeter option here. I guess I can do 100 right here. Let's do 100 here. No, has to be maximum 50. That's fine. We'll extrude 50 millimeters twice. Here we go. And it's hardly even. We'll do it again. So we are way off. Okay, so that just finished extruding 100 millimeters, supposedly. I'm going to measure what's left. There's 42 left. Let me grab my handy dandy notepad here. There's 42 remaining. We asked it for 100. So I have, I wonder if it's still on this computer. I have a Excel spreadsheet. It is here. Bear with me a second or two. It's an E-step calculator. It makes it real easy because I never, ever remember the math. There it is right there. I'm going to open it up. Okay, so here I'll share this with you. Pretty simple. Where's my screen? There's my screen. So it's very simple. I mean, it tells you the math here, but that's okay. But target extrusion was 100. Actual measured was, what's 100 minus 42? Actual measured was 50, 60, 50, 56, 58. So I would go 58. But I need to do my current E step. So I need to know my current. So let me read what these guys want me to do. Measure from the entrance of your extruder to the mark you made previously. Okay, and mainsail extrude 50 millimeters 2 times, exactly, because Clipper doesn't allow you to extrude any more than 50 at a time. So I got to find my rotation distance. Update my rotation distance. Okay, here we go. So that's a little bit different. So let me find my current rotation distance. Hey guys, hey Rex. Yeah, it's way out. Yeah, so I want to find my current rotation distance. So let's go to my printer config. There we are. Find my extruder. Extruder. There we go. Where are we? Filament diameter, nozzle diameter, full steps per rotation. We're good. Sensor pin, minimum extrude temperature. Okay, where am I? What am I missing here? Nozzle diameter, heater pin. Hey, Zenbender. We are just doing a E-step calibration. And I'm kind of lost already. Go figure. We asked for 100 millimeters of filament. We got 42 remaining. So we only pushed 58 millimeters through. And I'm just looking in here to see, inoculant mainsail, okay, measure from the entrance to your extruder, okay, we're good. Update the rotation distance in the extruder section of the file using this filing formula. Okay, so I need to find the rotation distance, which I'm trying to find in here under extruder. Rotation distance, right here. So we have 22.6. Let me write this down, 22.6789511. So according to this, new config value equals old config value times actual extruded amount. So let me get my phone here. I wonder if that'll still work in my spreadsheet, even though it's, let me go back to that spreadsheet just for fun. Current value is 22.6789511. Boom. Well, my new value should be 39.101639. Yeah, that should work because it's doing the exact same math. 39.101639. So you're saying check. Let me write this number down first. 39.101639. So you're saying to check my, hey, G Funny Money. Clockwork 2 is 50 to 10 ratio. Well, that could be why. Check your extruder settings, gear ratios, and steps. So here's my extruder settings right here. Gear ratio 50 to 17. So you're saying clockwork should be 50 to 10. Hey, Thomas Lama, how are you? Okay, so we'll change this one to 50 to 10 if that's what it should be for clockwork. For the gear ratio, okay. 1.8 degree and 400 for 0.9 degree. Full steps per rotation. I'm pretty sure that should be 200. We have a 0.4 nozzle on there. We have a 175 diameter. We don't need to worry about the pin. That is right. And this is all the sensors. So what we're worried about right up is up here. So I should run that again now that I've gone 50 to 10 gear ratio. Okay, so let's save and restart. We'll run that 100 millimeters again just to see what number we get. Okay, let me get that heated up to 210 again. And let's go to 60 on the bed so we keep the bed warm. Okay. Okay, and we will go ahead and mark the filament again. Man, I wish I had a black Sharpie. Why do I think I have a black Sharpie somewhere? Why is there a moth in my drawer? Got you. Oh, I got a bright red Sharpie, but it's red filament. That's kind of useless. Oh well, purple filament, purple Sharpie it is. Okay, we'll measure again. Okay, so we're going to measure 100 millimeters. Okay. Okay. Purple Sharpie all over my finger. Okay, so let's go ahead and extrude 100 millimeters again. And are we up to temperature? Not quite. Why are you not letting me extrude? You're plenty warm enough. Why are you not letting me extrude? What gives? You pull the tube out and measure it there? Yeah. It might be easier. I wish I could find my measurement. I have a measurement tool I made and printed. And I put it somewhere. I was sure it was in one of these drawers. Right over yonder. Let me just look again. I have a tendency to look for something and look right at it and not see it. And I don't see it. Because I'm not a fan of a tape measure for measuring that. I wonder if I have anything. Oh, you know what I could do? A little hack here. What the heck? Just a little hack. I'm gonna take a tape measure. I'm gonna take a piece of cardboard. Kind of like just my little quick homemade tool. I'm gonna measure from the cardboard. Come on. There we go. So I'm gonna measure from the bottom, 100 millimeters and 120 millimeters. There we go. Okay. Hot end temp is being set. Let's see. It is going in. Just says set heater temperature. Heater equals bed. Set heater temperature. Extruder target equals 210. Let's go ahead and restart. Just want to restart everything and see if that's maybe the issue, and then I'll measure from the head. Not a big deal, but okay. Let's go to 210. Keep my bed warm. Nothing better than a warm bed. There we go, especially in the winter. But my extruder is not letting me extrude or retract. Extruder temperature is below 170. No, it's not. My extruder temperature is 210. Why are you not letting me extrude any filament? Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Pull this out. Let's measure 100 from here. Yeah, you're right. This is good. This is easier too than trying to measure it out of the. There we go. Okay. There's our 100 mark, And we'll do 120. I don't think we need to, but we will. There we go. The graph for temperature says 210 degrees, but my there's right there. There's my temperature, 210. Graph is up, the bed is there, and yet it's not letting me. I'm not getting a. It's not letting me extrude here. I wonder if that's because I changed the gear ratio. F5. Let's do F5 and see what happens. Oh, look at that. What does F5 do? It did work. It just kind of resets things. Okay, F5 is my friend. Oh, refresh the browser. Okay. That's a Windows thing, right? Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and extrude 50. There we go. And 50 more. Let's see what we get. We're still going to be short, but not as much. Or are we? Hang on, hang on. Oh, we are much better right now with that gear ratio set. So we are at, it was kind of a thick mark. So you can kind of see where my mark is right now, and I measured 50 up. So I'm going to say the middle of that mark is probably the 100 mark. Come on, focus right in behind my hand here. There we are. So you see that little mark right there? The middle of it would have been the 100. So we are going to be about where's my little cheater cardboard I used? Right here. Let me just go ahead and mark off. If I had my little tool that I made, which I don't know where I put it, I wouldn't have to do this, but I'm going to mark off 1, 2, 3, 4 millimeter increments. There we go. Hey, David Wilson, how are you? How do I compare the Voron to the rat rig? Once I get this printing, I'll let you know, David, for sure. While you're on here, I wanted to say thank you. Let me hide some stuff, but I wanted to say thank you for this that you had sent me. I did receive it. I appreciate the note, and your little build here is really, really cool. David Wilson, who's on stream, sent me this, and this is a really cool little 3D printed toy that he made, and he sent me that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, 6-inch steel roll. I made a tool that I actually sit the filament in a gutter type thing, and then I can mark my distances. But on this one, I'm going to call it 2 millimeters. So we extruded 98. So if I go to my spreadsheet right there. So we extruded 98. Our old mark was 22,679, so our new one should be 23,141,786. 23.141786. So let's do that. Yeah, you guys, if you're not following David Wilson on YouTube, please go ahead and give David Wilson a subscription on YouTube if you're not subscribed to him. That'd be great. Hey, Jerry, how are you? Okay, so our new mark. Let's go back into the machine. Let's go back into we'll talk about the NeoPixel config file and everything later. I can't get my NeoPixels working. I don't know if it's the wiring. I don't know if it's, anyways. That's another sore spot, but you don't need NeoPixels to print. They just make things look pretty. So let's go under the extruder and we'll do one more test. So we're going to change our distance from 22 right here. We're going to change this to 23 141786. 141786. And save and restart. Okay, let's get this back up to 210. My bed staying warm at 60. Oops. Man, I have to hit enter on this one. My other one for the 01s, I just hit tab and it keeps the number there. And they're grayed out again. You know what you do when they're grayed out? I just learned you hit F5. And look at that. Perfect. Okay. Let's mark another 100. There we go. And 100 right there. And we'll mark 120. Oops, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Duh. I need an odd. Hey, Zixelter, how are you? So you're late to the show, but what we're doing was just doing an E-step calibration right here. I want to print a test cube or something. And then maybe later after the test cube's printed or while it's printing. Thanks so much, David Wilson. Appreciate that. And thank you again for this cool little toy that you made. I like that. I'd love to know how that's all put together. I don't want to take it apart though, so I don't know if there's any pieces glued or snapped in. So yeah, so we're gonna do the E-step calibrations here, and then we're going to print a test cube. Just because I've just got a quick filament thing rigged up here because I haven't got my sides on yet. And then I want to try and see afterwards if I can figure out why I can't get those freaking nanopixels working on the hot end. So let's go ahead and extrude 100 more here. So we can watch that come out of that Revo just like a charm. Okay, and 50 more. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh man, it stopped even higher. It stopped a little higher. Okay. So let's do that measurement again. So it stopped. 1, 2, 3 millimeters. So we only got 97. How could that possibly be? Unless my spreadsheet's calculating wrong. We measured 97. And our current is 23.141786. Oh, so it's just another minor adjustment here to 23. Where's my pen? Where's my pen? There it is. 23.8575. 575. There we go. Let's go in here. Go to the printer config. Down to the extruder. And 23.8575. There we go. One more time should do it. Third time's a charm, as they say. Okay, let's get you up to 210. Let's get you to 60. There we go. And let's F5 you screen. And we're at 210. Okay, let's do one more marking. And I'm betting this is going to work now. Cool. I'm glad. That's exciting, Zixelter. Okay, 100. I'm so confident in that, I'm not even going to put a 120 mark. Confident, cocky, whatever you want to call me. I don't care. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and 50. And there we are, and 50 more. Okay, why does it seem like I'm going the other way? Okay, so maybe that spreadsheet is not working for this kind of yeah, that's weird. It seems like one or the other, because now 1, 2, 3. Now I'm 5 millimeters. Now I've only extruded 5 millimeters, so it's almost like I got to go the other way. Hey, tripod, how are you? So let me look at this. Okay, so I want to look at this formula, see what they say here. New config value equals. Okay, so the old config value is 238575. Let me get my phone and my calculator out. I thought I had the equation, and I thought that was the same as my spreadsheet, but maybe it's different. So here we go, 23, okay, clear. So the old config value, which is 23.8575. So let's go 23.8575 times actual extruded amount times 95 millimeters, okay, equals divided by targeted extruded amount divided by 100, 22,664. 6646. Okay, so it should go down. So that spreadsheet I have, you sent me an email with a link to the toy. Oh, thanks, David. You liar, you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So that spreadsheet I have is obviously only working for non clipper type stuff. So okay, so there we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the proper number in here. I was going the opposite way, so that's all right. Go to printer config. Let's go down to the extruder. Come on, extruder. Don't be shy. There we are. And let's put the proper number in here now, which is 22.6646. I'm glad it wasn't 666 because I would not have put that number in there. Okay, and save and restart. There we go. Let's get the temperature back to 210. Not 2210, 210. That'd be a little hot. 60 on the bed. Oh, come on. There we go. And of course, the F5. And we'll mark 100 one more time. This should work now that I'm not going backwards. Now you have to go. Okay, thanks so much, David. Okay. There's our 100. Just in case, I'll do the 120 mark. Just in case, but should be good now that I know what I'm doing. G1, E100, F50. No, I'm just going to do 50 at a time like they tell me in the manual, Stephen. Although I guess I could do that, couldn't I? No, I'll just do my 50 twice. I like to see it go twice. Okay, 50. Get off the nozzle. Get off. Oh, this is going to work. And 50. Come on. Come home to Papa. Come on. Keep going. 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 Stop. Oh, right on the money. Right on the money. Okay. Right on the money. $100 blob. Oh boy, that Polymaker smells really good. It's almost like cherries. Okay, cool. I need a drink. Double click. I know. Okay, I want to do a test cube. So now, here's where you professionals are going to... Hey, Kieran, how are you? Thanks for popping in here, buddy. Appreciate it. Here's where you professionals are going to come in and help me. Now, I'm going to open up Prusa Slicer because Prusa Slicer has... Oh, I thought it was already open. It's not. So I'm going to miss the chat for a minute because I'm minimizing a window. We're going to open Prusa Slicer. I've got Prusa Slicer 2.5.0. I believe it's the latest release. Okay, we're going to open it up on this here. I'm going to bring myself back into the show. Hello. And you're going to share my window here. So Prusa Slicer, do I have Voron 0? I don't believe I have this Voron in here yet. So let's go ahead and go configuration wizard. I can install the newest configuration, sure. There we go. Let's go to Voron, and let's go to Voron 2 300 millimeter 0.4 nozzle. Do we have a 2.4? I think 2 is the same as a 2.4 configuration. So Voron 2 300 millimeter. Why is there 2 sections? Voron 2 Mobius family, Afterburner family. I'm on the Afterburner family, I would assume. I've never heard of Mobius. So I'm going to stick with Afterburner, even though it's a stealth burner. I want Ellis profile. I don't want this. Do I want Mobius or Afterburner? Oh, no, I don't want to check flow next, Stephen. I just want to print something. I just want to see how it's coming out right now. I just want to print a quick cube. Then I'll do all the calibration and all that. Mobius is Bowden. Oh, okay. Well, why don't they just say that? Anyways, so we're on 0.4. I'm going to actually bring a 0.4, a 0.6, and a 0.8, and a point. Which other one did I get with the Revo? I think it's a 0.3. What the heck? I'll bring a few of them in. It doesn't matter. Okay, and then we'll go next, and we'll finish. And there we go. There, I have the Voron 300 millimeter. Where is the Voron? Come on, Voron. I got too many here. Why does it still say rat rig but showing me the Voron plate? No, that's not the one. That's not the one I want. What? Where's the one I just brought in? Physical printers. Green, Voron. No, that's not the one. That's the 0. Where's the Voron 2 I just brought in? It's not that one. Check by retract. Higher up. Voron 0.4 nozzle. Voron. Oh, right up here. Okay. Voron 2 300 Afterburner 0.4 nozzle. There we are. Okay. There we are. So we have that. We are going to use, I'm just going to use a basic PLA because I don't have a setting yet here for a Polymaker. Print settings, I'm going to do, let's just do a 0.2, 0.4 nozzle V2. I've not set up the physical printer yet. Okay. I'm still fiddling around with the whole. I'm just used to it just showing up there. I can do that. Anyways, I'm going to find a cube. Where did I put my test prints? Voron. I believe there's a test print section here. STL. Mini Afterburner tools. No, where's my test prints? I know I had it here. Is it under here? Test prints. Test prints right there. And there should be a cube, Voron design cube right there. I just want to test a cube real quick. Bring that in there. There we go. Put the gear next to the printer name to set physical printer. Oh. Oh, right here. Okay, sure. Oops. 0.4 nozzle. And it is being sent to Octoprint. I believe it's Octoprint I need to use, and the address is 10.0.0.222. And it's working. Yeah, they used to have a clipper. It used to say clipper in here, but now I find I have to use Octoprint to connect to it. And okay. So that should be okay now. Now, what are the standard settings for a Voron cube? Let's see. And then I got it. Now, the other thing that I need kind of advice with is, so printer settings, we're doing 0.2 layer height, 0.2 first layer, 3 perimeters, 6 and 5. And we have infill at 15, I believe, gyroid. That should be fine for printing this cube. I like to do 3 loops, one high. Speed is fine. We'll leave it at 100. We'll leave it at the defaults for this for now. Just for now until we play later. Change the G-code flavor to Clipper. Really? Under printer settings. Printer settings under here? No. General, where are we? G-code flavor. Ah. There's no Clipper. Rep-ups, Legacy, MakerBot, Marlin 2, Smoothing. There's Clipper is not an option. It's not an option. General, halfway down. Yeah. Marlin Legacy. Clipper is only in Super Slicer. Oh, okay. So I want rep wrap firmware. Okay, yeah. Clipper is only in Super Slicer. Okay. Prusa, yeah, this is Prusa Slicer. Yeah. Okay. Let's save that. I don't need to save it as a copy. I can save it as the original. Not overwrite a system profile. Seriously. Really, seriously. Marlin Legacy? Really? As opposed to RepRap? I don't know. I think it was on Marlin Legacy. So what's the vote? Marlin Legacy or RepRap? RepRap. Well, it did default to Marlin Legacy, which is what the profile was set to, I would think. Okay, we have 2 votes for Marlin. We'll leave it at that for now. Okay, let's save it again. Okay. Anyways, I was over at the Filament. We're going to run 215 on the first layer. We'll run 210. Get the bed to 60. Now, custom G code, start G code. Now, this is where I get a little bit lost. Don't listen to you. Okay. You don't use Prusa Slicer. Okay. This is where I get a bit lost. So I want, let's go into I want basically when I start a print, I'm assuming I want to do quad gantry leveling and I want to do a mesh level. Or do I have to do a mesh level every time on the Voron? I don't know. But I want to home and I want to do a quad gantry level. What I have is fine for start and end. Okay. Which was 2. M190S0, M190S0 on comment, remove, blah, blah, blah. Print, start, extrude. Okay. Print start. Oh, I see. It's going to go to the print start and it's going to look for the print start and then it's going to look for the print end. Okay. Because it knows to look in Clipper for those. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's see what it's going to say for a time for slicing this. It's going to say 1 hour and 6 minutes. That seems pretty long, but hey, what the heck? We can just chat away. Leave the slicer alone, make the changes if you want in printer config, start and end macros. Okay, good. As long as I know that the slicer is looking to the macros, I think that's all that I need to know. Okay, so let's just see what happens if I go ahead and send this DesignCube V7 G code, and we'll upload it. And it should be in my G code files. Look at that, my first print showing up in the G code files. And shall we just go ahead and print and see what happens? Just for the fun of it. We are printing. We're going to print. I'm going to get you a close-up view of the print as it goes. First print, Polymaker filament. Let's see what it does here. Are we going to quad gantry? We are. We're picking up the clippy. Okay. Yeah, we're doing our quad gantry. This is history in the making, folks. Not history. Well, history for me. My first print on the 2.4. Picked some nice filament to try it with. I don't have the cool LEDs showing on the print head, but that's another story. I'm kind of disappointed in that. But hey, what I do have... Ooh, what am I doing here? What I do have is... Ready? Oh, come on, ready? Why didn't it come on? Oh, my case light didn't come on. Probably because I should have turned it on before I started the print. That's okay. Okay, we're quad gantry leveled. We're parking the clippy. And we are, looks like we're going to get to temperature. We're homing. And we are going to stop. Where is my... Okay, we are way too low on the bed. I just killed my bed. Wow. Woo! Okay, well, let's turn the bed over. Since the one side is done. So we have to do something about our Z offset. That's a little disappointing. I thought our calibrate Z was already set. So, oh, good idea, yeah. Plus beds are cheap, right? Wow. Beds are cheap. Let's go ahead and... Okay, let's see what I did wrong here. Let's home you. Let's check our Z offset. Yeah, okay, that's a good idea. That's a very good idea. Just move the cube. Yeah. Sorry, I just panicked for a minute and I was just like, oh shit. Okay. Let's delete that. Now let's see what went wrong. So we need to change our Z offset, obviously. So let's go ahead and calibrate Z. Obviously, the auto calibrate Z is not doing what it should be doing because there was obviously no... Now, maybe that has to be in the startup G code. You killed your brand new bed on your Legacy the other day. Yeah. Yeah, it happens. I mean, it's embarrassing when it happens because it's like talking about this auto calibrate Z thing and it's not working. And I'm wondering if there's something in my startup macros I need to do. Let me look at my auto Z config. Now, is it pointing to my auto Z calibration, to my Z calibration in the startup? Shouldn't it calibrate Z as it starts up? It should. In my humblest of opinions, I think it should calibrate Z as it starts up. It's the just the sticker. It just went down to the plate. It just killed the sticker, so not a big deal. It's set up for a non-heated bed. Oh. Okay, well then let's do a quad gantry level here, and then we'll do a Z calibrate again. So I have to add it to my print. Okay, something's way off here. I think I got to restart. My quad gantry did not quite go as it should have. Okay. Okay, Cheetah Kid. Have a good night. Let's home it. Make sure we're homed. Okay, quad gantry level. Here we go. There we go. Well, let me get the bed heated up again, too. Let me heat the bed up. Actually, let's heat the bed a little hotter so I can do it. No, let's just go to 60. Leave the nozzle for now. Oh, I can't heat the bed while it's calibrating. Deep breaths, yes. Okay, I've calmed down a bit. It's a 300 millimeter bed. I've got a lot of bed to work with around that spot. And I've got the other side. So I have to add it to my print start code. Same as the mesh, yeah. Okay, so let's get the bed heated up again. There we go. We're going. The bed's heating. We'll do it, but let's go to my start now. Is that going to be a now? Am I adding it? Print start macro. That's what I'm just going to go look at. My print start macro. I want to see what's in there. Okay, let's switch over screens here. And let's go down to my macros. They're at the very bottom. Okay, and we have G-code macro, quad gantry level. Okay, G-code macro, print start, print end. So there's my print start for the slicer skip. Please customize for your slicer of choice. G-code, G32, G1, Z20, F3000. That's it. There's not much in there for the, unless it's a, are they in a different section? Quad gantry level. See, let me just keep going down here. Cancel print. These macros confuse the crap out of me, I'll be honest. Because under the macros, G-code start has nothing in it. G-code macros print start. Is that the right? What was this one looking for? Print start. Okay, so am I looking in the right spot? I should be. Clicky macros, main sail, moonraker. Yeah. I should have checked that first. It's my bad. Macros. Quad gantry level, G32. So we have a G32 quad gantry level. So, quad gantry level, we don't have a mesh in here, I don't believe. Oh, and purge line. Home, heat bed, QGL, calibrate Z, print stuff. Okay, so we have G32 home all axis, which is actually also G32, G code, G28 quad gantry level. Why is this so confusing? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just, I've never done the macros before. I've always found pre-done macros. So we have a G32 home all axis, but up here it tells the G code macro G32, G code G28 to do a quad gantry level. And I've unsized in this. So we have a G0, X150, Y150, Z30, F3600. G code macro print end. So I'm missing some stuff in my print start here for sure. So let me look up print start macros, calibrate Z, and then bed mesh calibrate. Okay, so can I just add that after here? So can I just go in here? You see where I'm at there? I'm near the top of the screen. Can I now just go in here and go tab, calibrate Z, and then enter, and then tab, and go bed mesh level. So those are added to my start, print start, and those are two commands. That should each command a new line. Add those after line G32. Okay. Oh, before the other ones. So if I take those, if I cut that out of there, go back and back, and we'll just go to G32, enter, and we'll paste those in. Let's tab that over. So there we go. So we have G32, then we have calibrate Z, then we have bed mesh level, and G1 Z20 F3000 move nozzle away from bed. So that's what I should have, and that should work. G28 home all axis, G1 Z20 F3000 move nozzle away from bed, clear mesh, bed, clear bed mesh, quad gantry level, calibrate Z. Okay. I can pick that up in here. G28 though, it's picking it up from up here. G28. It seems it was doing the G28 already. Because this is part of G32 is the quad gantry level. Okay. Clear bed mesh, quad gantry level, calibrate Z. Okay. Mesh after calibrate Z, which we've got. We've got the mesh after calibrate Z. Let's see what if I save and restart, do I get an error? Or am I okay? No, it looks like it's going to work. Okay, well let's try this. Okay, well I'm on the delayed screen here. Jeez. Okay, let's try it again. I'm willing to try it again. Let's go to the slicer. Let's move the cube. Let's just move you over. Oh, I don't know. Let's just move you right there. What the heck? Ah, heck no. Let's damage the bed in behind it a bit more. Let's move you right. Oh, I don't care. Let's move you there. Doesn't matter to me where I put it. Okay. And print end, put bed mesh clear. Oh, really? Okay, so let's cancel this. Let's look at bed end. And printer config. Let's go down to my macros. I'll learn all this as I go. I've never done the macro stuff before. So print end. Retract the filament. Wait for buffer to clear. Wait for buffer to clear. Retract, zero the extruder. Retract the filament. Turn off heaters. Bed mesh clear. It's already in there. Restore G-code state, name equals state, print end. Okay, so that's in there. So it's in there. So let's go ahead and see what this does. Let's see if we get, let's see what happens. And I'll get ready. I'll do emergency stop if I start grinding my bed again. I panicked. It was like, yeah, macros do take a bit of learning. And yeah. Generally, I like to find something somebody's already done. I'm not really, my brain is already full enough to not need to do macros. But it's cool that the case light comes on its own. Well, let's see what happens here. We have 22 of you eagerly watching to see this print work. Or see if I kill my bed more. So far, quad gantry leveling going on. Then once I get this all figured out and settled, then I'll start doing, you know, the tuning prints, like the flow. I've got to put my, I've yet to put my input shaper toolkit on, for instance, right? So we'll do input shaper. There's still a little ways to go here yet, but at least if I can make sure it's printing and everything's set up and that I know it's going to print, then we can tune it all up. We'll worry about the LEDs on the hot end. I'll figure that out. So take that all apart again and see what's going on. Do I have nozzle light buttons on your dashboard in the macros section of the browser? Nozzle light buttons. Well, there are. I've disabled my config file for the NeoPixels right now. The click thing is cool. The clicky probe is very cool. I'm surprised I got that working, but with the help of the community, I got it all working. There, it's parking the clicky probe now. So now it should do. It's going to home, and it should be doing a Z offset, a Z calibration now. Let's see. So we're going to measure that. We should pick up the probe now. Go pick up the probe. There we go. Now we're going to measure the probe. Okay, this is the Z offset calibration going on here. When I enable the config file for the NeoPixels, then I do get those macro buttons, but they don't work. Okay, we're doing it right. Now we're measuring the depth of the probe, but not on the probe clicker, on the probe body. There we go. Now we're going to measure the bed. On web console should see the adjustment it makes. Yeah, okay. We're looking. Offset 0.918. Let's see what happens. Okay, we are not killing the bed. We are printing. We are a little bit low. Where is my Z? Where is my my Z offset? Let's go up 0.1. Let's go up 0.1 to we're just adjusting the Z offset here a little bit. Case lights didn't come on. Come on. There they are. Yeah. I think we're still a little low, but we're on the second layer already, so I'll have to work on that after. But hey, it's printing. So we won't judge the first layer. We won't judge the first layer. Let me put this camera up on a box. Whoops. There we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got to run it again. I'll yeah. Like right now, it's set at 0.978, and I can save it when the job's done, but it's still too low. I've got to tweak it a bit. But that's fine. Let's see how this goes. It's printing good and fast. Fans are working. Hey, it's printing. What can I say? I'm happy. My little camera's not liking me anymore. It won't turn the light on. Hey, 3D experiments. Oh, yeah, exactly. No sticker. Yeah, I think it's baked on, Jerry. I think you're right. Let's see if I can get a better camera view for you guys here. The bed hot. I wonder if that'll hurt this camera if I set this camera right there. Since the bed doesn't move. Let's see what this does, just for fun. There we go. Oh, sure. Ah, froze the camera. Hang on, hang on. Hang on. Double click. Deactivate. Activate. Deactivate. Activate. What's going on? There we go. This camera, I think it's the wire. It's very, very fussy. It's blurry too, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to switch back to this one. It's a little more stable. Whoa. Yeah, it's a little more stable as it goes tumbling down. While that's doing it, I can actually come up here and A5100. No, I don't want that one. I want to add a video capture device, and we'll add the let's do this. I'm going to add this. Okay. Oh, what? What did I just do? I know I'm moving things all over the place on you guys here, but that was not what I intended to do. Oh. Da 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 da. Yeah. I'm trying to give you the best viewing experience that I can. There we go. Right now, it has no Z nozzle probe and only uses the inductive probe as a virtual end stop, similar to the what stealth wire does, switch wire does. Needs some nozzle LEDs. Yeah, it does. They're in there. I just can't get them to work. Can't get them to work. I could actually light that up a bit better too, easily. Yeah, I want to. Maybe after this print's done, it's only 7:21. Maybe after this print's done, I can take that apart and we can try and figure out why they're not working. I'll show you the config file, but I'm pretty sure everything is set up right. But who knows? There's not really many good instructions out there for the wiring of the. There's instructions for wiring the two-part PCB on the and the clockwork too, but there's nothing explaining exactly where to wire it on the main board. But I did figure that out. So let's see if I can get a little bit more light under that for you, so you can see that print happening. I don't know if this is going to help at all. Let's see. Oh, a little bit, not much. Helped a little wee bit. Probably better if I were to take this and go kind of like this. Or even better yet, since we got a bit of time and we're just watching this print, this little guy right here are you even working? Is this camera even working? Let's see. Let me see. Are you working? Where's my mobile cam? No, you're not working. So I'm going to go back to this one. I'm going to go into my studio mode. Is really nice because it lets me go ahead and try and configure a camera. I think it's unplugged. Are you unplugged? Oh, yeah. Well, it's no wonder you're not working. You're unplugged. Yeah. There we go. Silence is golden, golden. I'm gonna just do this, and if I now add this and this to this, and then shrink this down to this and go over like this. Okay. That is much better. That's a much better view. How did that, why? I didn't realize I was doing that live. That was not supposed to be happening live. There we are. But that's a much better look at it, and it's not looking too bad for a first print. Other than that ugly first layer. How many streams in total? 14. And it's not quite finished yet. It's still got some building to do on it. Let me check my channel here. If you count my little mini streams, part 8, part 2. Why do I have 2 part 8s on there? Part 9, part 10, part 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16. I think about 18 streams in total. I think it's been about 18 streams, something like that. But keep in mind, they were all live. I didn't do any. I did a few little things off stream, but nothing major. So yeah, I just want to get a cube done here. Say yes, it can print. I know it prints. It's pulling plastic. It's doing okay, and then we'll do the. Then we'll get it all. No, I haven't done input shaper yet, Kenneth. I have that rate here ready to go on. We got to put input shaper on. I want to get those LEDs in the hot end working. For some reason, I can't get the LEDs in the hot end working, but that's not a big deal. And my goal is to use this printer to print the pieces I need for the covers, and then just finish it all off. So I'll do some streams with printing the cover pieces and get that all done. I'll do a stream with getting the input shaper put on, and we'll do the tuning and calibrating and everything like that. The Z calibrate kind of worked. It was a little bit low, so I may have to go back and fiddle with that Z calibration. So yeah. Oh, that's good point, Zen. Input shaper's a waste of time right now. Put some hours on it for the belts to stretch and settle in, then retighten them, and then calibrate input shaper. That's sound advice. I'm printing with Polymaker Polylite PLA Red, and this is the LDO Motors kit. This was a great kit to put together so far, and I've got a little bit more to do. They provided a lot of spare parts, and the electronics bay, everything looks super sharp on this. So this is a well worthwhile kit. I know a lot of people like to source their own parts. They save a bit of money sourcing their own parts. I honestly think to have the kit, to have everything, all the wiring pre-done and everything is really cool and really easy. Yeah, and that's the thing with input shapers. You just pop it on when you want to do it, and then when you're done, you pop it off, and you're good. Like when I've rebuilt the rat rig for the VCore 3.1, definitely be doing another input shaper for sure. I've got to figure out how this input shaper actually mounts to the hot end. So there's a few different pieces involved in the input shaper kit here. So pretty cool. But look at this. We got not a bad looking cube so far. I don't know if that light is too bright on it now. If I were to pop that off and just go with the camera. This camera lights things up much better than my other close-up camera does for sure. I'll move that out of the way. There we go. Not that it was in your way, but it was in my way. So I'm excited. There's a printed part for the stealth burner to mount it on the back left side looking at the front of it. I think that's the part that I got here. I've got a couple printed parts. Well, no, I got one printed part, and I think that's the part here that you're talking about. It looks kind of like, I don't know if you can see in that upper right corner, but it's just this little piece right there. So, yeah. And that then there's a little PCB plug here. What's this one for? This is an interesting one here. This goes, so then we have this piece right here for it. I don't know why, how that would be part of the input shaper, but it is. Or is it? Yeah. And then that's probably, that goes on the Pi. That's the piece that goes on the Pi. Okay, so this mounts to the Raspberry Pi. And then there's some power input there for it that I can power off the Pi. And then this is the little board that goes on the hot end for doing the input shaper. It's not your typical ADXL 345, I believe. This is a, what is this? Oh, this is an ADXL 345. It just looks different than the ones I'm used to. It takes a tiny, tiny, tiny ribbon cable. So it runs from that, and then the ribbon cable runs down back to this plug, which goes on the Pi. So it's, yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, I didn't run the ribbon cable through the change, which I guess I could have, but I don't necessarily want to leave that on all the time. I don't have to leave that on all the time. So anyways, we'll work on that after. That's another part of it, to do the final tuning. It can also double as my 5-volt input to the Pi. Cool. And then I got these parts, which I'm not 100% sure. One of them I know. One of these is a heat sink for the Pi, which is fine. I haven't put it on yet. I will. I haven't covered I haven't put the bottom cover on yet, so it's got some good air circulation in there right now. So the 3 pieces in this bag, the one makes sense. Okay, it's a heat sink for the Raspberry Pi. Then I have a silicone thermal pad. Actually, it just says double-coated tissue tape. So there's a heat sink for the Pi, and then a piece of double-coated tissue tape for some reason. Then I have fiberglass tape. And I have not seen where that fiberglass tape is to be used for. Anybody seen or used this on anything? As I said, the heatsink for the Pi is pretty standard, pretty easy. That can go in the Pi. That's got some weight to it too. And the other thing they call a silicone thermal pad is all it is double-coated tissue tape. So, and then as I say, we have this piece of fiberglass tape, and it's got a adhesive. Tape was for wrapping an inductive probe. Okay. Okay, so I don't need that because I'm not using the probe. Okay, that's why I didn't use it. I was wondering, what is that tape for? Had I followed the instructions and gone through the probe part, the pads are for under the heatsink. Oh, really? The heatsink has adhesive on it. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll do that before we close the bottom of the printer up. But those, I've got to print all those parts yet. So there's those parts, and I think that's the last of the spare parts I have. When I take apart the stealth burner to figure out why my LEDs aren't working, I may. Well, we'll look at the config file first and see if there's something wrong in there, which I'm pretty sure the config file's good, but we'll look at that after. I've got this, come on, I can't open this bag. There we are. My buddy over at 3D Lab Tech, when I was picking up a job, he gave me, get out of here, get out here. He gave me this nanopixel. Get out of the bag, you silly thing. Oh, come on, all the little probes want to come out too. Or the little switches. He gave me some spare switches, which is nice. But he gave me this little nanopixel here. And he called it a circus. What did he call it? Cotton candy cane. Anyways, it's I forget what he called it. It's can I even read the name on it? But it's supposed to be some pretty funky colors for the and this goes in the Voron logo on the thing, and it's supposed to be what was it called? Anyways, it had a funky name in it, and it's supposed to be really cool. So maybe, if I get them working, maybe I'll eventually replace it with this one, because apparently you can make it do some funky color changes and stuff depending on the state of the printer. So, it was called like Candy Puke, or no, Color Puke. I don't know. Rainbow. I don't know. I forget. If he was on, he could tell me. Omrons, which LDO comes with, didn't need it. The Zonode on the PL08 and 2 probes, they changed plastics and newer ones melted. You just put the PL08 on your legacy, but it's a few years old stock, and you had on hand, and it was before the melty ones. Okay, what's this? I could have looked actually at these switches, because DF25L, these are just like no-name switches. Not that I need them. They're good spares, good backups. I got a lot of spare stuff. Oh, I got a lot of spare stuff. I'm excited. We got a print going. First print. There we go. Very cool. Oh, hydrate a little. It does, doesn't it, Zen? It's not considering nothing is calibrated on this. This is just, okay. The Z is calibrated. It didn't even do a bad mesh. Come to think of it, the mesh didn't happen. So we got to look into that. I'll have to look into see what happened with the mesh. But that's another stream. We'll figure all that out. But then we got to do the flow calibration. And hey, Mark, welcome. First print on the 2.4 build. Well, it's kind of built. It's about 90% built. It's built enough to print, but I still got a long way to go to get it finished. Like with the covers and everything. Well, not a long way to go. The covers are easy. Just got to print the parts for it. So right now we're printing with the Polymaker PLA, Polylite PLA, and red. I like the color. It's nice. I'm excited to get my orange that I won from Loyal to print some pumpkins. So a little bit of a line on is that the X side that I'm seeing? There's a little bit of a line there. The Y side looks pretty good so far. I'm not pushing my accelerations though. No, I'm not. No. I could, but I don't want to. Well, speed factor is 100 right now. Extrusion factor is at 100. Smooth time, 0.04. Pressure advance set to 0. Yeah. Estimated time 29 minutes. We are on layer 63 of 150. And my temperature is steady across the board. That is so straight I could use it as a level. That's pretty cool. Oh, I want to do a mesh level. I should have done that, but I didn't need it for this small of a print. But I want to do a mesh level while the bed's hot and see what happens. Look at that Z-hop happening. Need some music on this stream. I wonder if they've added any new music. I don't think they have. No, it's all the same stuff. Oh, this is stuff that I uploaded. Okay, I uploaded my own music. I wonder if it'd be too loud. Let me see if that's loud. Maybe turn my speaker on. I don't want to blow anybody's ears out. Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't. Okay. So let me. I did not do that, Zen. Let me make a list. I got to heat, soak, and tighten bed screws. I got to fix mesh level. Because that didn't do a mesh level at the beginning there. A bed mesh. Stream Beats. I should look into the Stream Beats free. I don't want to pay for music. Mesh level, heat soak, hot end LEDs. What else do I have to finish up on this guy? Of course, the covers. I'm just thinking of any little issues I'm having, but no. I'll put down input shaper. Reset the bed to 110 and wait a couple minutes and do it. Okay. I will do that. Yeah, this is looking good though. I mean, for a first print. My first print on my rat rig didn't look this good. So I can see something happening right in here. You can probably see it right in there, which is fine, but the Y side, at least from this angle, looks very clean. This music I got from, I forget the name of the place I got this music from, but it is all registered, basically, that I'm not going to get a strike. Yeah. Looks great so far. Yeah, it does. As I say, I just see little something happening right in there. When the light hits it, you'll see just a little bit, but that's okay. For an uncalibrated print, it's not bad. I'm just sad my LEDs aren't coming on. At least my case lights came on. Yeah, we are heat soaking now, aren't we? Kind of, yeah. Just little oops on the bed, but that's okay. I can print around that little oops for small prints, and I can turn the bed over for big prints. I can get a new bed. Mark Flanagan, where can I find... Come on, stop. Where can I find the mail? Go away, Microsoft Mail. Where can I find the files to print those organizer cubes you showed a few days ago? Okay, let me find that. That is on 110 and wait 15 minutes. Yeah, that's fine. I can do that then. Those are on Thangs. Let me look it up, Mark. Thangs, THANGS.com. No, yeah, go to Thangs.com and search for oh, I had them written down. What were they called again? Oh, what are those called? I'm having a brain fart. Guys, what's Zach Friedman's organization system is called what? Gridfinity. Gridfinity. Mark, go to thangs.com and search for Gridfinity. GRIDFINITY. And you will see, and it's Zach Friedman's the first one that comes up, and there's bins, there's bases, and then there's a ton of them that users have made. So thangs.com, THANGS.com, Gridfinity. And I'm going to actually copy, I'm going to paste a link to that right now. There you go. Those are cool. I love this little thing that I printed from Gridfinity. Again, you got the base so that you can fit it in any, and then this is the one that measures the measures your bolts and screws. Pretty cool. I printed the one for the micro SD cards. Yeah, they're the free open source ones. Yes, he's made those open source. I printed the one for the for my bits, and I've printed a couple of these little ones so far. That has my heat sinks in them, and then you can label them. So on the top of it, I don't want to spill these out, but you can put your. There's my M38 socket head cap screws full on that one. So you can put a little label. If you have a label, you can label the top. And then in this case, this is an open one. And I put the label on the front. So my M3 T-nuts. It's a great system, and I'm looking forward to printing more. I'm going to print a huge base on the rat rig once I get to that. I got so much to do though. So. No, these are if you watch Zach Friedman's stream on these, he does mention the other guy, and he basically, did he copy him? Yes and no. It's an idea, right? He just made it open source for everybody. I think the open source is the way to go, because then you can get the files that you can actually open in Fusion 360 or whatever and design your own and say, okay, you know what? I have this specific type of tool that I want one for. Go ahead and design it your own because it's open source. Whereas the other one was closed, you had to buy them, and you couldn't take it and make it your own. It was here's what you get, take it or leave it, and it's going to cost you this. And Zach's is here, take it, make it your own. I like that. I want a label maker that can do heat shrink. Brother, they're called Brother. They have them. They're not overly expensive, to be honest with you, and they do both. You can do heat shrink and labels on them. They are out there that can do both. Zen. I saw one on Amazon. Let me see. It was on Amazon.ca, but it was a Brother, and I'm trying to remember the model. Let's see. Is it in my previous searches? They have some that are stupid expensive, but label shrink tube, label maker. And I'm trying to think. Maybe I didn't find it on Amazon. No, all they have is they have the cartridges on Amazon you can buy, but they don't have many of the label makers themselves. It was a brother. Okay, where is the gun? The actual maker. Printer. Yeah, there's one here. It's an industrial one. It's $250 Canadian. No, it's too much. But I'm trying to find that. I found one that was like $80 or $90. Is this the one? That's not the brother. That's AliExpress. Did this one do heat shrink? It did. It did both. So if you want really inexpensive, there we are. If you want really inexpensive, there's this one here on AliExpress for this is 62 Canadian to one, depending on what you want. And it does the shrink, and it also does the it does both. If I'm not mistaken, this one does do both. Yeah. So you can do this one. You can do this, the flat one here, which is the flexible ID 12mm white tape, and then you can also do the shrink. So, but and depending on how many you want, there's a 10-pack US plug, 116 Canadian. You get 10 packs of yellow. Does it shrink with it? 10-pack heat shrink tube tapes. Yeah, yellow. Or you can get the 10-pack white heat shrink tube, or you can get it with just a white label and a plug for $62. So, yeah. So you just got to look up all that stuff. Well, there we go. Lowe's and Home Depot sell them in the electrical department, and they're over $100 with I think, do not remember the brand. Yeah. To buy the brother industrial brands are stupid expensive. There we go. A little bit of something happened right. I don't know what that is that happened right there and right above my pointer there. Looks like a little bit of a filament snot or something, so we'll see. And then something looks like it happened just right there in this corner. So we're not going to judge it. Then I got to get this little guy. I've got my other 01 that I'm still not up and running perfectly, but I want to get this little guy and figure out what the issue was with this little guy on my second 01. So this seems to be put together and working fine, but it was I think the issue was the power. I think I had the power adjusted wrong for this because it was just skipping. It was just like so yeah. But we'll figure that out too. That's future down the road after this is all done. I got lots to do in the fall. I've got filament. I got some filament reviews to do. I've got where are these little stupid moths coming from? I think it's because our back door's open. We leave the back door open for Waylon. And these tiny little moths come in and they go to the light. Well, we're over halfway through this cube. Hopefully that's not too loud. I don't know if you guys can even hear the music, but there's music playing if it's not too loud. What else have I put on here? Let's just see. I can hardly hear it myself. I don't know if that's reverberating back through the mic or not. That sounds too twangy. That's awful twangy. The Revolution Round and Round Band. That's a little less twangy. Pierre, that's a good question. I be honest with you right now, I haven't had enough time on this Voron, this particular one, to make that judgment call yet. But as far as the builds go, they were both really good, challenging builds. How would I and that's what I'm just talking about right now, Dougal. The build process. Rat Rig was my first kit build as far as this kind of kit, and it was a 500 millimeter kit, and it was a big kit, and I had a lot of help from my buddy Jason because it was my first time building this kind of a printer, a Core XY. And then I did two Voron 0.1s, which apparently are the hardest ones to build, and they weren't too bad at all. I didn't have too much issue with them. And then there was this build. I would say I would say they're equivalent. They were equivalent as far as difficulty and challenging and interesting as far as learning new things for me for the builds. The rat rig, the challenge in the rat rig was the size of it. It was I learned a lot building the rat rig that I applied to these builds as far as wire management, how to wire it up. I had never used an SSR before, a solid state relay, never even heard of them, let alone use one. So we have an SSR in this one, and it just made it easy. The rat rig was a great jumping point to building the Vorons because it gave me the experience that I never had as far as wiring. Now, the Voron kits, I prefer the Voron kit from LDO because all the wiring was pre-done. In other words, I didn't have to crimp. That's a lie. I did for a few things, but these were add-ons after and bonus things. But for the most part, 95% of the Voron kit is all the wires are pre-crimped. The plugs are already there. You don't have to do any of that part. On the rat rig, I had to do all of that. I had to crimp all the wires, put the little pins in, and make all my own plugs. Now, I'm saying that wasn't a bad thing. It was a good thing because, number one, it taught me how to do that. I'd never done that before. And when you're dealing with those tiny little pins, it was a learning experience. But now I have complete confidence whenever I have to make up those kind of plugs. No problem at all. So the advantage is on the LDO kit, if you do buy a kit, LDO, or I forget the other brand that's out there, but I'm pushing LDO because I just love it. That's all done for you. Everything is, the quality of all the parts is great. The motors are great. Yeah. Now, were they mounted straight? Oh, I get it. You're going all the way back to that 5-volt power supply on the rat rig, aren't we? Yeah. It's still crooked. From what I can gather, everything on the underside of this 2.4 is pretty straight. Jason will tell you otherwise. I don't think he's on here tonight. He will tell you otherwise, but I'm pretty sure if I bend this guy over here, no, that doesn't come out right. If I tilt this printer over and show you the underside, everything is very, very straight, and the wiring is much nicer and much more compact, or much more streamlined than on the rat rig. Mind you, on the rat rig, I didn't know about, I never thought about using the speedways. That's what I call them, the speedways. So those little covers for the wires. So when I redo my rat rig build, I've got to go to the VCore 3.1. And even though the VCore 3.1 doesn't involve much wiring, I may just go back and redo all my wiring on the rat rig and put those speedways in to tidy up my wiring. But I don't have a preference. I would build another rat rig in a heartbeat, and I'll build another Voron in a heartbeat as well. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I get a package in the mail one day that has a Trident. So we'll see. But much more hidden. Thank you. Yes. That's the word I was looking for, Zen. Yes, much more hidden. Yeah, those speedways hide your mess. They make your wiring look really good, mind you. Somebody at Murph, I don't remember what it was called, but they had a Voron at Murph. I think it was a Voron at Murph. The wiring was impeccable. It was white, flat white wires that were just, it was just, yeah. It was impeccable wiring. I mean, it was magazine quality wiring. And you're right, Jen, if you're looking for larger than 350, look elsewhere. Vorons don't scale good any larger than that. Now, so on the rat rig, it's a 500 and it's a Core XY, but it also uses 9mm belts. So it's got the bigger belts, and it's got 3 Z lead screws. I forget what that's called now when you're balancing on 3 screws, but it's so it bad balances on 3 screws. Actually, the bad on the rat rig can just lift right out. It's just there's nothing mounting it. It just mounts on 3 balls, and it levels itself that way. But yeah, it uses bigger belts, wider belts than the Vorons do, because of the size. So, and again, the rat rig is here because of the volume, 500 by 500 by 500. So it's not here for speed, because there's no way I'm going to run 300 millimeters a second on a 500 millimeter printer with a bed that moves. So because the quality would be crap. Like, I did print a huge model on it at one point, but I ran it at, I think, 100 millimeters a second was the fastest speed it was running at, and it printed just fine. So we got the 500 size covered by the rat rig. We scale down to 300 on this one, and then we have the 180, or is it 120 and the 01s? I forget. But again, those three, the 3 printers. So we have the 01 and the Voron 01, the Voron 2.4 300 millimeter here, and the rat rig 500 covers any size I could ever want to print. I don't recall what size the Trident is, but that's here nor there. 120, okay. 180, I'm thinking of the King Rune I've got. I've got a King Rune that's 180, which is pretty close to the same size as the Prusa Mini I have as well. So I recently got rid of a bunch of I've got no more Creality printers, got rid of all those, as well as a couple other ones. 9 printers in total I've gotten rid of, because number 1, no room. Number 2, I prefer these now. So yeah, I've drank in the Kool-Aid. Tridents come in 253 and 350. Okay, so they all 3 come in the different sizes. So okay. Well, that's done. Let's try something different. I don't want to repeat that. There we go. Okay, here we go. According to this clipper, let's see. How come did I close my... Silly me, I closed my clipper window. There we go. 15 minutes apparently left. 12 minutes. I don't know. Between 12 and 15 minutes left. Salad fork. That's what Steve and Nero are building right now, if I'm not mistaken. Tridents are limited to 250Z on all until LDO releases the newer 300Z kits. Still in beta testing. Oh, okay. Integrated stepper motors. Interesting. Now this is too country-like again. What kind of music do I have on this thing? Dr. Delight, Neon Beach. Oh, that sounds a little better. Salad forks either 120 or 160 cubed. Okay, so they're all just little guys. Okay. I had to ask, and I didn't put two and two together, why they're called salad fork. And then it was because Trident is the big fork. Little Trident is salad fork, and I still didn't put it together. And then Trident, the Trident spear, or the Trident thing. Mind you, Trident's a three-pronged fork, and a salad fork. Yeah, I guess a salad fork only has three prongs on it, doesn't it? Huh. Anyways. Creative name. We definitely need some tuning. We can see on the front here, on the face of it, that it's got some issues going on with the layers, but that's okay. Remember, this is totally untuned. You can see yourself doing a 160 side salad fork. Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah. So you got the 0, which is you got a 120 salad fork at 160. You have a 2.4 at 300. But actually, you'd want a 250 in there. 300, 350. Huh. I love the builds. I really, when I first got into this hobby, it was like, nah, I'll never enjoy building one of these things. But now, man, I love the build process. It's great. It keeps the mind fresh. Always learning something. Like I want to learn these macros. You know, pretty cool. You have the new Tronxy X5SA Core XY coming to you from BC2 3D as a gift. Nice. 330 by 330 by 400, and you'll have two of them. Nice. Very cool. That's a decent size, Stephen. I've got one printer I've kind of been ignoring here, and I got to get at it eventually one day, and that's the Atom Stack Cambrian. It's I want to start printing some rubber things with it. It's a 285. That's actually got swappable heads, 285 and 175. But the 285 is for the basically the rubber printed parts. Love to print a pair of shoes, but I can't print my size. The band is too small. But I should try printing Ethan a pair of rubber shoes. That'd be pretty cool. Cheap printer that needs mods. That's what you like to do, is mod them. Yep. I won't buy another printer. I don't need another printer. I won't buy another printer. Okay. I would love one day, I would love to get my hands on a Bamboo Labs X1, but I'm not going to lose sleep because I don't have it. Wait till the second generation when they fix any bugs, which, from what I understand, there's not many bugs. So we'll see. Okay. Oh, ads. Okay. I don't know how to control the ads. You probably can't hear me now if you've got ads. Oh, yeah, you're on Twitch. How many are on Twitch right now? Just 3. Does it tell me there's an ad playing? I don't know how to control ads on Twitch. I just dual stream on Twitch because they let me. Bamboo looks made too cheap for you and too small. Yeah, it is small. They're over now. Okay, I don't know how to control those ads, but Anyways, I know if you subscribe, don't get the ads, but I don't encourage people to subscribe. It's I say, follow me on Twitch, it's free, and subscribe to me on YouTube, it's free. So, okay, Brendan, have a wonderful night. I'm going for another half hour or so. Once this cube is done, we're gonna let the bed heat for 15 minutes, as we said, as Zen and I were talking about. We'll tighten those bed bolts. We'll crank her up to 100. 100 or 110? I think you said 100. Let me go back. 110. And we'll do it for 15 minutes. But thanks, Brendan. Appreciate you being here. I appreciate you all being here. Okay, and it looks like we have 5 minutes left on the cube. Well, estimate 5. I never. So these numbers here, okay? I never understood these numbers. You have an estimate that says 519. Slicer says 836, 834. There's my total time. I get that. And then we have an ETA of 2017. I just don't get, and there's my flow, 3 millimeters per cube per second. That's how much filament I've used. That's cool. I don't recall seeing that number before. And there's my absolute coordinates right now. Yeah. But these estimate numbers are just kind of funky, especially these first two. We have an estimate of 447, but the slicer says 758. Anyways. Takes a lot longer to get from 60 to 110 than from ambient to 60. Okay. Looks like we're on our top layers almost here. No, we got a little bit to go. It's gonna be, the bottom layer is gonna be just shitty, to be honest. So we're not gonna judge the bottom layer. Well, we can, but we know the bottom layer is gonna look crap. Good news is we didn't gouge the bed this time. Bad news is I got to play with that Z offset, that calibration, Z calibration a little bit. Oh, it's 10:18 p.m. It will be done. 2018. Oh, you're right. ETA. How did I? Okay, it's military time. That's duh. Because right now it's 8:13, which is also 2013. ETA 2018. Okay, there we go. Stephen Poole, you just opened my eyes to something. It never clued into me that 2018 was military time for 8:13 or 8:18. Yeah, and that's about right. That's about exactly right. I learned something new on every one of these streams. Well, you were asking, but yes, you are exactly right, Stephen Poole. So yeah, right here, the ETA, that's the time it'll finish. That's not how much time is left. That's 8:18 p.m. That's how long it's been going. These two are interesting. So this one says 2:55, this says 5:53, and I'm assuming that's how long the slicer said it would take. This is how long Flipper thinks it's going to take. Anyways. But yeah, I just learned something new. Because we were definitely on some top layers here. So we're getting there. Speaking of top layers, I got a lot of sun today. Whoa. My dome is red. All right, first print almost finished. How exciting is this? This is printing with a Revo nozzle, 0.4 nozzle. I could have done a 0.6. Yes, that's true. I will be putting panels on, Dougal, yes. I'm going to print the panel parts with this printer. I haven't printed the panel parts yet. But yes, I will be. Because why not? I can print ABS with this thing. What layer are we on? We are on layer 149 of 150. 2 layers left. We're almost done. And we'll take a better, closer look at it. For an uncalibrated cube print. I haven't had my little buddy come down here and say hit that like button and subscribe yet. Maria, if you're watching, send Ethan down. Come on, he hasn't come down, done his thing yet. We're on layer 150 of 150. Okay, let's move this camera out of my way so I can grab this print when it's done. Should be the last little thing, right? Let's see how this finishes. Done. We're going to go park. Oh, right out of the way. How come it didn't move the bed forward to present the print to me? Ah, just kidding. Okay, let's crank this bed to 110. Actually, I can take the plate off. I can just crank the bed on that without the plate on it. It's not a bad looking cube for a first cube, boys, I'm telling you. Here, let me... There we are. And the bottom layer doesn't look bad, actually, considering. Okay, so... I don't know if it's me or if that music's a little bit loud, but let me just take that and turn it down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we have... Let me go to the main camera here. I don't know what those two little... Oh, there was just two little... So there's no stringing, nothing. So here, little dust. There's the Y. There's the X. I mean, that's not. And I'll bring it down to my close-up camera. There is the bottom. It's not bad. And then we have the top. So let's get the close-up camera going on this here. Close-up. Where are you? Oh, it's frozen. Hang on, bear with me. My cameras have a tendency to freeze. I have to go deactivate, and then I have to activate it. Why is it not? What is going on? Close up. Oh, you know why? I had the wrong camera set. So here we are. There we go. So that's the top layer. A little bit rough over here on the top. But again, nothing's calibrated here. We have our Y side. And keep in mind the camera makes things even worse, but that's okay. Yeah, and then there's our... So yeah. And then keep turning. So we got some, where and there's X. Yeah, so we have some tuning to do for sure, but for a first print, I mean, come on. I've seen this is better than some of the prints you get off of some of your Creality machines, to be honest. And then again, the bottom is, we got a crap looking bottom because we were way too low on that first layer. So, yeah. So it is not bad. Not bad at all. Over extruded, yeah. For a 1.0 multiplier down to 0.94, we'll fix that right up. Yep. And again, the camera, if I look at this with my naked eye, like don't look, my eye's naked, it looks really good. The camera makes things, of course, there is flaws, of course, but with the naked eye, if I handed this to the average layperson, other than that bottom layer crap here, to the naked eye, that would, people would say, oh, that's a nice print. Measure it up. Oh, okay. Let's measure it and see what we got. Let's zero our calipers. We have, what's it supposed to be? We have 30.11, 30.12. We have 30.18. And we have, depends where you hit it. We got, oh, look at that. Oh, 30. And then the height, we have 30.25. Again, that's a lot to do with that bottom layer. And as Zenbender said, over extrusion. We're over extruded a bit on it. And if we bring that down to 0.94, that's going to tighten that up a little bit. But we are 30.1, 30.28. Yeah. So bearings to test. Oh, is those for bearings? Is that what that is, to test fit bearings? I have bearings, but I don't know what size I have. I didn't realize. So these top and bottom are for test fitting bearings. Okay. Our bed's at 96 degrees. Oh, it's still warm, so it'll be larger. Oh, that bed's hot. The bed's at 96 degrees already. Let me go see if I have a bearing. Hang on. See if I can get my bearings. Where do I keep? Let me think. Bearings. Yeah. Yeah, I think well, I found one bearing. Ah, there we go. I have one bearing that fit in there beautifully. I'll never get it out. Somebody get me a compass. I'll never get that out. Well, eventually I will. I can just, I think, go down through. Let's see. Can I get you out? There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. So whatever size bearing this was, and this is one of, it's got the collar on it. That went in nicely. And then this side, oh, that's really not a bearing hole. It's a, it's tapered. That one's tapered, and it's smaller than the top one. So yeah, the bearing test worked. You're too picky. Huh. Our bed is at 105 degrees. Heat soaking. Then we'll tighten. And we'll let it go for, what are we, 824? We'll let it go to 835. We'll tighten that, 835. Yeah, so the bearing worked. What else does this test? Definitely got a little bit of ghosting going on. But man, not complaining at all. That's good. So LEDs on the, did that unlock my, no, it didn't. It's still all, let's see if I can get this, let's see how much, oh, that just came right off, no problem. That came off the bed, no problem. So just that one little damaged area. Not bad. And let's see, we are at 108 degrees on the bed. So next time we will go through the, we have the initial startup. We will go through the tuning guide. Secondary printer tuning. I'm not going to worry about the belt tension. Gantry racking. Okay, I guess we got to look at gantry racking maybe. Bed mesh, of course, we're going to work on the bed mesh. It'll be interesting to do a bed mesh when this thing's hot and see what the bed mesh looks like. 15 minutes minimum at 110. Oh, okay. Okay, let's, where are we at now? We are at 110.1 degrees. So timer starts now. So 8:26, 8:41. 8:41. Okay, 8:41. Let's see. Set a timer for 14 minutes.
14 minutes. Counting down.
There we go. That way I don't forget. So yeah, we were gonna. So now going through the. So we're on the secondary tuning. Input shaper is coming. Print tuning is coming. So we're going to go through the print tuning guide. We're just going to go through the whole startup, and we'll do it that way. Then we have filament tuning, which we already did, or did we? Yeah. Extrusion rate, ideal temperature. Cooling, pressure advance. We're going to do some pressure advance tuning. Yeah, we'll go through all that. A little bit to do yet. That's the fun part, though, right? When you think about it, tuning it all up. So this gives top heat to transfer fully from bottom of plate to top and expand and stop. Should I put the bed back on to do this, or does it really matter? I don't think it really matters. It's mostly just the aluminum bed we're working on, huh? I have to have it off to tighten them down anyways. Yeah, that's cool. This bearing, I didn't know that was for a bearing. Look at that. So I could put something in here, like a pen, I don't know. And I can have a spinny calibration cube. Look at that. Well, that's so cool. I can have that and mount that on the top as my first print ever. Yeah. Over extruded flow, ringing, bad first layer, layer lines, bad top layer. You still have a bunch of fun to do yet? Yes, exactly. Bridge test in this. Oh, that's what that is the bridge test. Okay, and that looks like it passed pretty good. I don't know if you can see the bridge in the middle of that cube. There's no sagging at all. How good does that camera work? No, better yet if I do this one. Look deep inside the cube. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so the bridge test worked out good. Not much sagging, but that's a short bridge. It's a very short bridge. So let's see if it's a strong bridge. It is actually pretty strong. Mind you, it's a thick bridge too. 2 millimeters thick, it looks like. You can actually see through the side of the cube. It's very cool. Won't pass docs inspections for the PIF program. You got some work. I know I got work to do. It's a first print. It's a first print. First print. It's kind of cool. I'm not even going to clean up these edges because that would be cheating. This is the first print. Had the bottom layer a little too squished. No cheating. Can I screw this into the... No, it won't fit. I won't bother working on the... I'll work on the LEDs this week, through the week, and see if I can figure out the LEDs on the hot end. What I've got is... I'll just zip over here real quick. I didn't want that screens. Thank you very much. But what I've got over here, if I go under here, my NeoPixel config file. So the pin is PB0. Okay, there's a set of 3 red pins on the board, and those are the NeoPixel pins. And the middle pin is PB0, which is where the LED pin plugs, and then the pin to the right of that, when I'm looking at the board, is the 5-volt pin, which is where the other one goes. Then I have my chain count, which is 3 because there's 3 LEDs on the chain. Not bad for no calibration. Yes, isn't that true, Grant? So we have a chain count of 3. We have initial, these are just initial colors, I guess, that were set. Our color order is green, red, blue, white. And then the rest of this is 0. Then we have some variables here or whatever. So if I were to actually go ahead, if I go to my print config, and if I actually turn this on, I've just commented this out because it wasn't working. So if I turn on include NeoPixel config, okay, and if I save and restart, then we restarted. Oh, and my bed just, oh, I forgot I just, shoot. Why did I do that? My bed just turned off too. I got to get that on real quick here, so bear with me 1 second. I don't want that bed cooling off too much. I didn't even think that the bed was going to come off. Even restart. Come on. We'll just give it the extra few minutes on the bed. We didn't cool off too much. Okay, good. 110. Okay, there we go. Heat up again. Oh, man. That was dumb. Anyways, we'll do that after. See? Thinking too many things at once. Good morning, Dougal. You recommend it, and you learned a lot along the way. You recommend calibrating, of course. What was I talking about? And you say you recommend it. What? Come on, heat back up. There we go. We're almost back up to 110. That's good. So we'll give it an extra minute or two. Good thing it didn't cool down below 100, so we're safe. Yeah, and I think those are in there, Grant. I think those are in there already. No, this time I'm not gonna restart. So I believe that those are also already down parked there. So we have set logo LEDs, then we have nozzle LEDs, then we have logo LEDs off, logo LEDs on, status ready, status busy, status heating, status leveling, status homing, status cleaning, status meshing, status calibrating Z, and status printing. So those are all part of this config file I got. I got this config file off of GitHub, and I know that I have the correct pin for it, yada yada yada, but I just don't know why it's not working. Now maybe there's something in here that I need to turn on, change. Yeah. So anyways, we'll figure it out. Let's see, we have 5 minutes left on the timer. Or just type the command in the console. Yeah, but they're not coming on. They're not plugged in right now, so I'm not even going to try them. They're not plugged onto the main board. I unplugged them when they wouldn't work. I didn't want it to affect anything else. And for some reason, my display down here is not lighting up anymore. So I've done something to affect the display. It's dark, so I've done something to affect that. I'll fix all that up. Which size are these screws that I've got to tighten? I'm not tightening them yet, but that's too big. Okay, 2.5 millimeter is going to be it. Yeah, okay, so I have that ready. So we're almost done here, folks. We're just going to let this heat up. We're going to tighten the bed down, and we're going to call it a night. We've got another 4.5 minutes, so we're going to give it an extra minute or so because of my little oops there of turning the bed off. And we are heat soaking. I didn't know that was a thing. Where is my Burt's Bees? There it is. We had a great day today for being fall in Calgary. 22 degrees today. 22 Celsius, which is what? 44, 74? About 74 degrees Fahrenheit today. Gorgeous day for a fall day here. I mean, we can get it. We can get snow. It's not unusual for us to have snow already, but it's been such a nice mild fall. Nice and cool overnight, which we want. And then nice and warming up during the day. It's great. Let's go. We are down to 3 minutes. Let's call it 4. Rainy there in southern Ontario? Yeah. You guys had a hot summer too, though. You had a really hot summer. Let me see what Zen has posted here. Is that the... why didn't it show up? I can just copy and paste, though. Why can't I copy that? Are you not a... Here, Zen, hang on 1 second. Let me moderate you. Can you post that again for me, Zen? That way I can copy it. It didn't show up in the... Oh, no. Oh, it's on Twitch. That's why. My bad. Twitch. There we are. Forget it. We got it. Okay. I am going to bookmark that. Where's my bookmarks? Right mouse click. Add tab to reading list. Add tab to new group. Move tab to another window. No, add tab to reading list. How do you bookmark in Windows? Where is... Why can I not... Add tab to a new group. Move to another group. No. No. Huh. All my bookmarks that I do on my Mac show up because I'm using Chrome, but I can't figure out on Chrome. Oh, right there. Bookmarks. Bookmark this tab. There we go. And I'm bookmarking under 3D printing. Done. Good. Time out DWIT while you can. I don't think you can time me out as the stream guy, whatever. You try to time me out. It'd be interesting to see if that would actually be doable. Just so everybody knows, Dougal's trying to get me timed out. Okay, we are down to... Oh, timer just went off. We're gonna go for one more minute. Then we're gonna tighten down these bed screws. This thing should be heat soaked. Can't override channel owner. That's what I figured. So Dougal? Great guide. Got your home-built Delta printing nicely. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to have to... I don't know if I've ever seen that guide before, but we're going to follow that guide next stream. We're going to do that next stream. I'm not going to do any tuning off stream. I'll tune it all on stream. What I'll do off stream is I'll work on these neopixels, on these LEDs. Then you're going to want to do it one more time in like 6 months. Okay, and I'm going to want to do it. I'll probably do it on my 01s, and I'll probably use it for my rat rig too. What the heck? I've got to update my rat OS, so... Oh, okay. I see somebody, you just sent me your G-code start. Okay, perfect. And bed mesh, look at that. Okay, perfect. And you sent that to me on Monday and then today. I just got your messages there, so perfect. Those are in my Twitters. Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Oh my goodness, I'm already getting Christmas ideas sent to me. Okay, how's our timer here? Let's see. And I think we are done with our timer. Okay, so let's tighten up. We did an extra minute and a half to allow for my screw up. So let's tighten these guys up. I think that was the one I tightened anyways initially. And the other ones were loose. Yeah, that was loose. And this one should have been the very loose one. And it was. Yeah, there we go. I think we're good. Yep. Okay, now I want to do real quick. Oh, leave one loose? Okay. Let's leave one of these back ones loose. Come on, get in the hole. Like not loose, like falling off loose, but just loose so that it's, there we go. Okay. I want to put the bed on. Okay, we can leave the temperature as it is. I want to do let's home. I want to try a bed mesh real quick, and I want to see what my height map looks like with a warm bed. Oh, I see, okay. Okay, perfect. Quad gantry level real quick, then we'll do a bed mesh. Hopefully I don't melt the tip of my probe with a 110 degree bed. I can probably cool that down a bit now. Go down to 80. And then bed mesh calibrate, I believe is the command. Bed mesh calibrate or calibrate bed mesh. One of the two. Is it bed mesh calibrate or calibrate bed mesh? Find out in a minute. Because right now, this is what my height map looks like. Right here. So that was with a cold bed. Not going to tell me. It's one of the two. I'm gonna guess. I am going to take a guess. As soon as this finishes its quad gantry, I guess I should. I have not applied for my serial numbers for either one of my Voron 01s yet. I guess I could. I should. Maybe I'll wait till this one's built and I'll just put them all three in together. There we go. Type bed and then press tab. Bed, tab. Oh, look at that. Why? What? Bah. Are they 3 weeks behind? I'm not in a hurry. Okay, bed mesh calibrate. Let's do it. I'm not in a hurry to get a serial number. I've got, matter of fact, all my Vorons that came from LDO came with kit numbers. So I assume they're different than serial numbers, but I'm not in a rush. I'll apply for them and they can take a year for all I care. Doesn't matter to me. Wow. I'm learning a lot. That tab thing just blew me away. Mink Customs, Chris, yes. I gotta say, G Funny Money, Zixeltor, Zenbender, these guys, I mean, and I don't mean to leave anybody out. Grant's Auto Essentials is on here. Dougal. I'm trying to think. I don't want to leave anybody out. Stephen Poole, everybody that's on here. Dougal, everybody's been helping me along this way. I'm starting to know some things, but these guys are here and they don't have to be, and they choose to be here, and they just freely offer help. I love this community. I agree. I love this community. I have learned so much. This little tab thing, type in bed and hit tab. Who knew? Well, obviously you guys knew. So here, I wonder if I can remote control this camera to go down a little bit. Down, down, down. There you go. There we go. Now you can see my expressions even more. You can see the back of my bald head. I'm going to hurt tomorrow. I was out in the sun for like 3 hours today. It is. This is a great community. I've been involved in other online forum type things, but this one here, it beats them all. Even Einstein had to look up items. Yeah. As soon as you learn it, they go and change things. They do. There's a bunch of smart people behind the scenes of Clipper. It's incredible. Okay, let's have a look at the bed mesh now. I'm going to save. Let me save config anyways, just because it's a new bed mesh warmed. And then let's have a look at the height map now. Ooh, it looks even different. Ooh, I think, is that a good different? Well, it looks like it's got a hat in the middle. But it's definitely different. But if you look according to the colors, that looks awful. But according to the colors, that's within the white. That is within 1/10 of a millimeter. That's almost, other than that middle dip, that's almost a perfectly flat bed. Yes or no? I don't know. Yeah, is that good? Is this good, or is this like, oh crap, you should be concerned about that peak in the middle, which is, so right there, 0.104, and right there, 0.182. Okay, heat AB chamber and bed hammer will take care of that peak. There we go, Joe. I'll grab a hammer right now. Should I do a rubber one or just a sledgehammer? I think based on the graph over here, I'm in the white. So I'm probably within 1/10 of a millimeter or something like that. It's immeasurable, really. I would assume it's immeasurable. Yeah, that's probably measured right where I killed the bed. Zen, I just read that. That's where I drive. That's from me driving the nozzle into the bed. Yes. I'll bet if I were to turn the bed over and do another one, it would be a little different. But I'm happy with that. I can't complain about that height map at all. Wow, that is so good. Anyways, there we go. Let me silence the music. Enough of you, music. Stop. Brass hammer. Okay, works good. Okay, so thank you, everybody. That's we're gonna let that bed cool off. Although the fans have all turned off and my hot end is cooled right down, I think we're good. So we have to. So we did a heat soak on the bed. We did the bed screws. Mesh level. I've got to fix the mesh level in the starting G code or in the macro because it wasn't working when we started that print. I want to work on the hot end LEDs and we're going to work on input shaper. But next week we're going to work on. We will work on Andrew Ellis tuning guide. Hey, I like where we're going with this. So cool. Best not to save bed meshes. Just do one in the print start macro each, so each is fresh. Yeah, okay, we can do that. And that's what it'll do. That's what that's why I got to get that macro set up properly so it actually does the mesh because it didn't do the mesh this time. So good, awesome. We got a test cube done, which looked really good for nothing being calibrated. We got some printing done on this. I'm happy with how tonight went, so I want to thank everybody. One thing with Clicky with textured bed is weird general smooth. Ah, yes, true. That's true. Textured bed. It depends on where that little probe comes down and clicks. If there's a little bit of a peak on one of those textures, or where I screwed with the nozzle, it might have raised one of those things a little bit. That's enough to do it, right? So makes sense. So, anyways, we're gonna call it a night. I got to go grab a bite to eat, and it's almost 9 o'clock here, and wind down for the night and get ready for a week of work. And maybe while I'm working on the LEDs on the hot end, just hope I didn't bend the X-axis extrusion. I don't think so. It didn't. It hit it pretty good, but I guess we'll find out as we go. So, and what's the worst case scenario is I get a new extrusion, right? So, okay, that's it for tonight, folks. Thank you so much, everybody. There it is right there. I appreciate all your help as always, and I think we made some good progress tonight. We've got a print going, and we're going to work on the tuning starting next Sunday. But if you want to tune in this week, in the evenings, usually after 8:30, I may come on live for an hour or two or whatever, and work on the LEDs and just be very casual live streams. I don't even have an intro. I don't plan it. I don't schedule it. I just pop on and I'm live. So that's what we'll do. So thank you, everybody. Everybody have a great night, and we'll catch you guys all through the week and next weekend. Take care. Everybody stay safe. Bye for now. Thank you again.